was 6th last year, and tonight he's really in the mix. He brings the whole family. From Dallas, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Kuclo.
All right, the Kook is taking the stage. Big Steve Kuclo.
Steven ruined my shirt.
Steve's arguably the most improved, I feel like, for the show so far. You know, we saw him this morning, and man, he looked awesome.
He was, I mean, it was quite clear the judges had him in the top 4. That's pretty impressive in itself. That's a big improvement from last year, where I know he did well last year, but like I say, the details you can see are much better. Separation was Steve's nemesis in years past, and you can see by his legs right there, Luke. You see those lines going up into the hips. That's much improved. You can see he's not missing nothing. His back, which was a weak point, now isn't, and you're going to see that when he turns around.
We always have that word, don't you, refinement, and people say, "Oh, he needs to refine." I mean, to me, that normally means absolutely nonsense.
You know, one thing,
but this is what refining really is. He's no bigger than he was 3 years ago, but he just looks way better, harder, more separation.
One thing I noticed from the morning show, the prejudging to now, is his presentation in terms of the oil and the color. And while people may not think that makes that big a difference, but he's got, I mean, it looks improved, and that just makes him look sharper as well.
Well, that's called polish, and that's what you want. Most guys, they'll kind of redo their tanning in between, so most guys are darker at the night show. You know, the body's had time to absorb all that color and oil and all that stuff in the morning, but you can see right there, Luke, much improved from years past. But Steve's got all the makings. I mean, you know, there's people who have touted Steve as a, you know, future Olympia contender for legit. So it could be that he's coming into his own this year.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like the last, I would say, 2 years. He's kind of, coming into his own.
I remember that was the big thing, right? When Steve got his pro card, everybody's like, this is the next Mr. Olympia, which is almost a curse, because when you hear that, it's like, well, that almost never, ever happens. But he's starting to really come into his own, and maybe one day that is going to be a prophecy that he fulfills.
It just shows how much of a long game bodybuilding really is.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like
It's
in
a
a
long
couple
game,
years. It takes
no doubt about it.
ages.
Let me tell you, that big booming, most muscular boy, that's gonna score well with the judges, and you're gonna see that in comparison when these guys come back out a little bit later for these night show comparisons. That shot right there, the crab shot, the hands on hips, these are all right in his wheelhouse.
I mean, his delts are literally bigger than his head.
Tell you what, the crowd is going crazy for Steve. We're back here watching this thing, and it's crazy that you can hear these guys screaming for Steve like I hadn't heard anybody else so far.
He's a good guy to like, man. Firefighter. He's married to Amanda Latona. That certainly doesn't hurt. But, you know, but he's a good kid. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about Steve. He's genuine.
Again, just like Josh, he has that rugged physique. You can tell he lifts heavy.
Very similar to Josh.
The firefighter from Texas, Stephen Kuclo.
Another very big guy. Both him and Josh are in the 275, 280.
Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on.